Hey guys, well, it is Thursday. Night practices have begun. Coach McCarthy will be meeting with the press a little later this afternoon. Family night right around the corner. Packer football is back. I want to talk about the Nitro package today. This is the Out of Breath Arm Sore Packer Minute, the show where I walk around the neighborhood talking about the Packers, and you watch to see if I get swung low by a sweet chariot. Nothing coming right now, so that's good. But yeah, this Packers team, one of the most exciting things I think that has happened this offseason, well, number one, I mean, we were happy to see the cornerback spot get shored up to some extent, although there is some bad news today. Herb Waters is out for the season with his injury, which may be a death knell to his career at this point. Converted wide receiver Joe Witt Jr., very high on the guy, and so unfortunately for him, his season is at an end, and in his situation, it may be the end of his career. So sort of a sad note, but generally speaking, and I'm not even going to talk about the cornerbacks that much, but generally speaking, we got Devon Howson, we got Kevin King. We're looking in to see if he'll practice tonight, and looks pretty good on the perimeter. But the most exciting thing I think that happened this offseason was bringing in a guy like Josh Jones, seeing how well Morgan Burnett is playing right now. We know Clinton Dix is money, and the upstart Kentrell Bryce, never to be forgotten, yet always seems to be. Big hitter. He's added some weight, he's added some mass, and he is bringing the wood. So now the Packers have a safety situation. At the safety position is, generally speaking, the deepest position, perhaps on this entire team, certainly on the defense. And it's generating a lot of excitement because Dom Capers and the Packers coaching staff are finding ways to get more safeties on the field, and the Nitro package is one of those ways. So in the Nitro package, Morgan Burnett, and we've seen a lot of this, he drops down at inside linebacker. This is a guy who can play run support, but also is much more effective than our other inside linebackers in the passing game, and that adds a lot. He adds a lot of speed. He adds veteran savvy that we may have been missing in guys like Micah Hyde. But Morgan Burnett has taken this position to a new level, I think. And now you have added to that the fact that on the back side of that right now, we're going like a two-high shell with Kentrell Bryce and Clinton Dix. And Josh Jones is not even on the field in this particular situation. Now, Josh Jones, of course, one of the guys we are most excited about, and one of the happiest people around was me when we drafted him, drafting a safety, a big guy, 220, 6 foot almost 2, and really fast. So Josh Jones certainly fits the bill to fit into this package, and right now, it's generally speaking looking like it's been Kentrell Bryce and over the top with Morgan Burnett at ILB, and it's kind of an embarrassment of riches if you look at it, because at any point, Kentrell Bryce could be replaced by Josh Jones, who's faster and bigger. However, Kentrell Bryce is a big hitter. As long as the coaches like what he's doing, and then he's fine. You can always put Josh Jones in that inside linebacker position and let Morgan Burnett drop back out into coverage with Clinton Dix, who he has played with basically forever. A lot of versatility in the notion that we can get 3 safeties on the field, but we can also have one rotational guy that we can put in specific situations. If we want a bigger guy up front, we could drop in Jones. If we want speed up front, we could drop in Jones. But Morgan Burnett doing more than holding the line at that position. He's really been having a nice camp. Add to that the fact that speed on our defense has gone up, not only with Josh Jones, but also with Kevin King. And I think this Packers defensive backfield is squaring up for a major bounce back this year. I think it's a matter of pride. We've seen Quentin Rollins get out there and just freaking get after it. You've got to believe that Demarius Randall, now healthy, even though he hasn't been seen nearly as much of late, but he had also practiced at the star position. It looks like Quentin Rollins making a run for that star or nickel linebacker, or I'm sorry, nickel corner And it does seem, unless something goes wrong with Kevin King, that he may immediately be able to step in as the number 2 cornerback to Devon House. And this is just, to my mind, this is about as good a news as Packer Nation could hope for coming out of camp. Now, we do have Kevin King with the injury. He's got to stay healthy. That's the one thing we're a little bit worried about as of right now. We'll see what happens tonight with practice if he's still watching. And also, I will be watching very carefully because I'm certain this question about Kevin King is going to come up in the coach's press conference today. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll report on that as we hear. I had my thumb in front of the camera there. But yeah, this Nitro package is going to be really interesting. And we talked about the Seattle Seahawks week 1. I actually gave my prediction this morning on Good Packer Nation Morning. But it's a great time to roll it out. Against a mobile quarterback, having Morgan Burnett at the inside linebacker position is going to help you. He'll be able to track him, put a target on his back and bring him down. He's big enough to bring him down, but he's fast enough not to be outrun. Josh Jones may have something to say in that Seattle Seahawks game as well. But Kentrell Brice coming on, I think, can't be overestimated. We saw him, and this is a guy that is not inexperienced anymore. He was pressed into service last year and did a fairly good job. You know, there are times, as with every player, that you can see him shoot the wrong gap, or his aggressiveness sometimes take him out of plays. But this is a guy who's got much more playing time under his belt, has had a chance to see a lot of tape, and is looking like a very interesting prospect at safety. And this is on a safety. This is on a team where the safety tandem of Morgan Burnett and HaHa Clinton-Dix is already one of the best in the league. And so if you add a Kentrell Brice and you add, and even a Josh Hawkins would not be, if he is forced into a game, maybe we have some slew of injuries or something, Josh Hawkins can play this game now too. So a safety position rounding out nicely. I think this Nitro package, it's going to be interesting what the final package ends up being and whether the coaching staff sticks with Morgan Burnett at the inside linebacker position and lets Josh Jones develop, or Josh Jones shows enough to take that spot and kick Morgan Burnett back out. But either way, you interchange them. They both have their value. You got Morgan Burnett, I think, is the best bet in that inside linebacker in the Nitro package because he understands the position. It's going to take a long time for Josh Jones to truly understand that position. We have 2 inside linebackers in Jake Ryan and Martinez, who from time to time struggle at that position. However, you put a guy with that kind of speed and that kind of size on the back end in a two over or a 2 shell, and he can range a lot. And I've said even he may be very valuable with a single high safety look. Of course, a lot of this again is predicated on the perimeter guys doing what we're hoping that they're going to be able to do. Things look good so far, though, and I think this Nitro package is going to be a nice one for the Green Bay Packers. It's certainly going to bring a lot of excitement, and it will, I think, help us. Remember, the biggest problem that the defense had last year was we just couldn't cover anyone. Now, the cornerbacks are a different story, but one of the benefits we're going to get out of this Nitro package is we're going to have a guy who can cover tight ends, and that's going to add a lot. Week 1, Jimmy Graham's coming to town, and he's going to be looking to put some yards on it. I think we can limit him, and if we limit him, it's going to be very difficult for the Seattle Seahawks, I think, to score on the Green Bay Packers defense. So, well, with that said, I guess I'll close it up for today. Landscapers driving by, wondering what I'm up to. And I will talk to you again. Let's see, tomorrow's Friday. We'll come back on Friday tomorrow with another Out of Breath Armstar Packer Minute, talking about most likely family night and, of course, the press conference interview that Coach McCarthy is going to do today. There may be some locker room interviews as well coming our way, which is always fun. It's great to see these guys talk and see the kind of energy that they have this time of year. And I know you guys are getting excited as well. Every day that goes by is one day closer to football. And as far as I'm concerned, I know it's just a practice, but when family night rolls around, that's the kickoff for me. You get to see the team practice at Lambeau Field in their home, on their home turf, and I just can't wait. So, all right, with that, I'll let you go for today, guys. I hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow. Go Pack.